Good early morning. I am at the Contemporary Resort right now. I am being dropped off by my wife while she goes and does army stuff for the day, and I am going to be eating breakfast at the Crystal Palace in the Magic Kingdom. So let's go eat and let's go have some fun. So we are here at the Magic Kingdom. Right now they're letting in the early magic hours, so people who stay at the resorts can get in early. I am not staying at the resort, I just have the annual pass, but I have a reservation for breakfast this morning at the Crystal Palace. So they let me in early, which was really cool. So what happens is you get off the monorail, you come all the way around, you get in this line, they check if you're eligible to come in. You get in your tickets, and then you wait with everybody else. So, word of advice, you see how long this line is? And then if you look in that direction, there's nobody. You know, there's a good tip here. Always try to see if there's a shorter line somewhere else. It seems like everybody tries to funnel into one line and then they just sit there. Whereas if you just walk like maybe 5 feet, 10 feet down, you'll have nobody in your way and you can walk straight in. Also, I missed the train. I can't wait till it's open again. So, change of plans. Lauren doesn't have to do training today, so I'm excited. She is heading here as we speak. I did have breakfast scheduled for 8:30, but I pushed it back to 10:30. To include her. So we kind of jit the system a little bit because the only reason they let me in was because I had character breakfast before the park opened. Well, then I'm in the park and then I change the reservation and I'm still able to go. So I'm gonna go ride some rides, wait for Lauren to get here, and then we're gonna have some fun. Okay, so I'm gonna explain something so you don't think that it's really weird that 1 minute I have a beard and the next one I don't. We ended up going to Crystal Palace twice, one for dinner, which was previous, and then one time for breakfast, which was later. We're gonna throw both of these in this video. The breakfast we didn't really talk about. So I just want to let you know that the breakfast was really good, on par with what we talk about for dinner, same exact thing. It was definitely a great opportunity to meet characters and eat breakfast at the same time without having to wait in line. And the same thing goes for dinner, and in a little bit we'll be talking about that. So just to clear some things up, future Dustin can tell you what's going on. Dinner was previously, breakfast was earlier, and so let's get back to it.
Absolutely hate buffets. We have been to so many buffets in Vegas and all over the world, but so I was not looking forward to it at all, and I loved it. It was crazy. Everything I was able to put on my plate, I thoroughly enjoyed. So I'm actually really surprised that I like the buffet, but the price is very expensive in terms for a buffet, but definitely worth it if you have a kid that's trying to get autographs from the different characters, especially from Winnie the Pooh.
So overall, I really enjoyed this buffet. I think it's one of the better or best buffets that I've ever had. I think that Disney has really done a great job at feeding a massive amount of people, but yet keeping the quality of food really good. I'm going to look down and kind of look at the menu and see, that way I don't give you false information. They did have roasted carved meats. Two of them, one was like I think it was a pork loin. One was like a roasted pork, and I think the other one was a peach baked beef. I might have mixed those two up. One was one was the other. But no, they had two meats at the carving station. They had a salad bar, pretty much with anything that was normally at a typical salad bar. They would have it there. They had fish, seasonal fish. They had shrimp. They had a ton of vegetable options. They had chicken. They had soup. And then they had desserts. Some of the desserts they had, one was like a pumpkin based dessert. They also had mint chocolate bark, which that was probably my favorite dessert out of them all. And it can get dangerous because it's all you can eat. So if you just keep going back and back and back, yeah, that can, you can kiss your diet goodbye, pretty much. So, but overall, the food quality was amazing. It's right there at your hands, so where you can just go grab the food and start eating. You don't have to wait on anybody, and you can just enjoy the meal. Servers wise, we had a fantastic server. The guy was amazing, took care of us, and he had tons of tables to take care of. And seeing that, I was kind of worried, not worried, but like I was wondering if he'd be able to keep up the quality of service that Disney normally gives you, and he did. He outperformed every one of my expectations, and I thought they did a great job. So we covered the food, we covered the service, and as of the meet and greet, what happens is Pooh and Friends, which is Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore, and Piglet, they will make their rounds, and they'll go to each and every table, and I think it's about a minute. They would spend with you, taking pictures and doing like a greeting with you, and I thought that was fantastic. I'm not the type of person that would want to go into a line to meet a character, and this was kind of a compromise. You pay to eat, but then also characters come around and see you. I got to meet my spirit animal, which was Eeyore. Absolutely love Eeyore. But the one character that really stood out was Winnie the Pooh. Pooh would run up to people and give you a big hug, and I thought it was just an amazing feeling. It made you feel welcomed. It made you feel loved, and he was just amazing to see. The characters did a fantastic job with the kids. All these kids were just going nuts over seeing these characters come around and greet them, and I thought that was really cool. There is a word of warning though. While the food is really good, if you don't have kids like us, and you come to this place, the noise level is kind of through the roof. You've got kids screaming, you've got kids, going crazy, and so it might not be a calming experience. So it's kind of just something just to warn you about, and so you can kind of get an idea of what's going to happen when you get there. But overall, I think the Crystal Palace was amazing. I would definitely give it high marks, and I definitely think you should check it out. You ready to go on the People Mover?
Always.
Oh, yeah. So when Lauren and I came here with our family, we were sitting here and my family was sitting back there, and I forgot that some of the vehicles detached from each other. So we turned around to talk to them, and we did not see them at all. They took off.
Stay clear of the doors, which will open and close automatically. Enjoy your trip.
All right. Here we go. Woo.
Welcome aboard the Tomorrowland Transit Authority. Along the way, you can preview many of the exciting places you'll want to be sure to enjoy today while visiting Disneyland of Tomorrow. The People Mover is the perfect vehicle for people watching, so keep your eyes peeled. You never know what you might see.
Not one person would wave at me. Sad days. There's a decent amount of people here today. Oh, we're heading in the dark.
Transit Authority proudly presents Progress City, Walt Disney's dream for an experimental prototype community of tomorrow. Progress City was the inspiration for Epcot, and many of its forward-thinking ideas have been realized throughout Walt Disney World. If your future includes shopping, then you'll want to visit Star Traders, where you'll find the greatest hits from around the galaxy.
So if you look off in the distance right here, you'll be able to see some of the Tron ride that's coming next year.
Very own race car. Young or old, this is your chance to drive in the fast lane without worrying about getting a speeding ticket.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be a pretty decent sized ride. See all the construction that's going on. Not one person.
We're adventuring into the real wonders of our world, Space Mountain. Blast off on a high-speed outer space adventure and quickly into the cosmos.
You can see my Haunted Mansion magic band glow in the dark.
Paging Mr. Morrow, Mr. Tom Morrow. Please contact Mr. Johnson in the control tower to confirm your flight to the moon.
So we are on the People Mover, and we got stuck inside of Space Mountain. You might be able to hear it behind us, and they are going to be evacuating us off the ride. Yay! Well, I guess we can say we've walked on the tracks before. We're gonna make our own parade. I guess we get to have another view of the Tron ride, but we're on the track. It's pretty too neat. So, you enjoying the evacuation?
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful evacuation.
They did a really good job. I'm
Yeah.
proud of everyone involved.
This is a new feature of the ride I've never seen before.